What's up, my peoples? It's your boy E here, man. And you know, there are people who wish you were your old self, who wish you were in your lowest form, who wish that you would fall off the wagon in some way. Because if you were to do that, they feel like they have a chance to be back around you again. You know, and the thing about it is, in your highest form that you are, that you probably grew into, people know that while you're like this, they're not worthy to be in your presence, and you are not going to consider them worthy to ever want to go back around. you know so people actually wish you were back in your lower form because they want to be back around you, man, for whatever reason that is. Because usually a lot of the people that you cut off, or a lot of the people that you stop talking to them for a reason. And I'm pretty sure that reason was because they were not good for you. They were not there for you, period. They didn't have your best interests at heart. And you realized that, and then you decided to move the fuck along. Now, you could have stopped doing certain things that could have led you to be around certain people, because usually you wouldn't be around these people unless you were involved in this or doing that. And so with you moving past that shit, you are another person, a person that they can't even recognize, or they don't even feel themselves that they're worthy to be around. And so, with that being said, people would love to see you fall back off. Because see, there's a certain point in your life where you decide to move forward. You decide to leave certain things alone. You decided to take off and not even think about doing a U-turn to come back. You've made a decision to keep yourself going a certain direction and not turning back for nothing. You don't even want to turn left or right. You just want to go that way. So, with that being said, you have made a definite decision. And don't get me wrong, there are some of us, that are still working in their process. We all have a process. And like I say, there are some of us who still are going through the process of trying to escape certain things, trying to, redirect ourselves away from certain people, certain places, or certain things. So I do understand that. And in due time, you will come to a point. You will come to this exact point that I'm talking about right here, to where you're going to move forward. You're going to leave a certain position that you are at, and you are not going to want to go back. If God is still working on you, then he's still working on you. It is what it is. Because guess what? He's been working on me for a minute, bro. And I've been in and out. But I do believe that this time is my time where I feel like I'm not going back. And I don't care to go back. Matter of fact, I am pretty disgusted at the things that I used to see back there now that I'm away from there. And even that thought right there is something that certain people hate to see within you, because guess what? They only see that in you in your highest form. When you was in your lowest state, people didn't see that in you. But now that you're in a higher state, that's definitely what they see. And trust me, I used to suffer with an addiction, and I used to be on and off that thing. And see, certain people that I was around, they thought I would come back. They thought I would always come back running back to them, because I definitely did that. I definitely did that. Whenever I had my little downfalls of falling into my addiction, one thing I know that I did was fall back into the same people that I stopped dealing with when I quit. And those same people are the same people that believe and felt like you was always going to come back. And they probably feel like I was going to come back. But see, as day by day goes by, that they realize that you still haven't come back, then guess what? It starts to trigger a feeling of wishing that you would fall back off, wishing that you would lower yourself back into a form that they feel worthy enough to come around. Because, like I say, they don't feel worthy enough to be around you right now. Because especially if you have upgraded up out of and pulled yourself out of a dark place, out of an addiction, out of a certain place you used to go to, a certain thing you used to do. People will wish those things back on you. They will pray for those things to fall on you. People don't mind trying to do witchcraft and all type of stuff in hopes of it working to pull you back into that old state. But I'm gonna tell you right now, there always comes a certain point where God will rejuvenate you, and He will bring you back into the natural form that you need to be. And it will be the start of you growing past all the things that you used to do. Because believe me, I didn't understand it. I didn't think that I would do it my damn self. I actually started to lose faith in myself. And I actually started to doubt myself of ever being able to quit the things that I used to do. But nowadays, God has shown me, because I had to cry to Him and be like, hey, you're going to have to help me. Because I tell you what, I can't do it by myself. I can't do it. I had to realize that I couldn't do it by myself. And certain things happened in my life to where it really pushed and, helped me get past certain things. And I know with nothing but God. I'm like, God, this got to be you, because I feel like this wouldn't have happened if whatever you allowed to happen or whatever you didn't allow to happen wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? So I give all praises to God, because I know that it was Him. Because I asked for it. I cried for it. I screamed for it. Understanding like, yes, I just can't do this. And get what? He shined the light on me and brought that willpower out of me to be able to control myself, to not want to fall back into that shit anymore. And like I say, we all have a process. So I know there's probably still some of us who are still in a phase of our life where we need to grow out of. But I'm not here to tell you stop doing that, because God has a plan for you. If you haven't stopped yet, it's probably because God still has to teach you something. And when He teaches you something, and whatever you get out of that, sometimes that lesson will actually nudge you and actually push you to actually step away from something. Because it had to happen to me, and I seen it in my own life, so that's why I can speak about this right now. So I'm just shooting that at you, man. Just know people do want you to go back to your old self, because that's the only self that they feel like they can even. Now, if you're in your old state, now people feel like they might have a chance to be back around you. You might come back. You might just, answer their phone call. You might just call them. You might just, whatever. But like I say, man, there's gonna be a time where you're gonna leave shit alone, and you're gonna stand on that shit, and you're gonna feel good, because you ain't ever gotta deal with that bullshit, that piece of crap that you used to deal with. And believe me, motherfuckers ain't gonna be worthy enough to even be around you, and they gonna know it. So with that being said, I just wanted to shoot that out there, man, and let y'all in on that. But anyways, I'll fucks with y'all later. Don't forget to like the video, and I holla.